High in the Belgian Ardennes, the legendary Spa-Francorchamps, one of the world's most majestic racetracks. Round 3 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. Look at the crowds that are jamming this circuit. Here we go, 36 cars will be released around this fabulous racetrack. We go green at Spa. The pole sitter leads down into the first corner, the red Ferrari of Niklas Nielsen. And there is no contact in La Source, but one of the Toyotas being jumped by the first of the Aston Martins. A bunch of 4 cars side by side. That's the 20 BMW and both Penske Porsche Motorsport cars. It is Ferrari 1, 2, 3 as they hop the curbs at Rédillon. And then the 15 BMW, look at the Cadillac, number 12.
A bit of touch there, contact between the yellow 83 Ferrari and number 51 who goes round the outside. Brilliant stuff by Antonio Giovinazzi.
It's James Collado in the 51 car, yeah, moving ahead of Phil Hansen. Hansen just being perhaps a fraction cautious, and trouble for the number 5 Penske Porsche car up at Les Combes. Here's a replay of the start, Anthony.
Well, it's desperate stuff, isn't it? Because they know how hard overtaking is, even on this circuit. One of the BMWs gets pushed on to the gravel early on there. And I'm looking out to see what happened to the Porsche. That is car number... So one of the Toyotas locked up. And that's the moment when Bourdais spun around the Porsche number 5.
Let's take a look at the start in LMGT3. Watch the green and yellow Aston Martin. Did not make an alacrity getaway. That was really slow, picking up the throttle there from Derek de Boer, and got out-dragged by the second of the Mustangs right down into turn 1.
Oh, the Mustang very close. But yeah, definitely caught napping at the start there.
There is our leader in LMGT3. It is still the red car of Arnaud Robin, the Lexus, and the Mustang second and third. Bernardo Souza ahead of the similar car of Stefano Gattuso.
And look at the Alpine coming through on the inside as well. Makovic very late on the brakes in the Alpine. That blue Alpine just looks like it kisses the rear.
Magnussen inside the white Peugeot and the Cadillac as well. Both Peugeots in danger of losing out a spot. It's Will Stevens in the gold Cadillac. The BMW didn't get through, unlike Duval. Will Stevens still outside Paul Di Resta, and side by side for third place. Hansen's in the gravel. Up to third place goes Fred Makovic.
But look at that, as we've got some big action here.
BMW, 2 Peugeots, a Cadillac, a Porsche, another Alpine, and the second BMW. Pick the bones out of that. That is the battle for 5th, and there are only 6 cars in it. And on board at the back of this group with René Rast, you just saw Lawrence Vanthoor and the Porsche going around the outside of the Cadillac. They're both off. Will Stevens dropping like a stone. That is likely to be a puncture, and the Toyota is starting to work its way through. That's the first of the black Toyotas with Mike Conway.
So the Alpine's definitely got the speed here. Look, under threat already is the Ferrari before they even get to Eau Rouge. And he's through. Amazing stuff. But that was a drag on the exit of the Source. But can Collado fight back?
BMW, look at the speed as he has to take to the grass. That was Martin Berry going by Ben Keating in the yellow Corvette. Berry suddenly sees the danger but nearly shuts the door on the Peugeot, and that's where the big accident happened last year. Francois Heriot has got a really good run. Heriot much cleaner there than the Mustang. This is where the pass happened for second. Ryan Hardwick dive bombing Stefano Gattuso. That was clean, clear.
Definitely having a look to the inside, come the end of this straight, got to be late on the brakes. Remember, ABS in these cars allow you to brake so deep into the corner, hence no lockups at all. The Aston just about hangs onto it there, but she's got the inside for turn 7 and makes it through. And there's a GT car in between them as they head through Eau Rouge. That's heavily compromised, Robin Freins there. Look at that. And now the Ferrari, all of them, is going to be right under attack here. The Ferrari goes to the outside. And, oh, the Peugeot's got the momentum, goes through the middle. This is amazing.
This is phenomenal stuff from Loic Duval. I thought he was going to follow the Ferrari because the double toe would help him, but he had more speed even than Giovinazzi.
Round the outside he tries. There's a bit of contact.
Done.
Makes it boot, yeah. Brilliant
Good
stuff there. And he, like I said, I could read the traffic in front. I could see what Giovinazzi was planning, and he displaces Duval. Di Resta's compromised here. Di Resta's compromised on the gravel as well. It allows Giovinazzi to go around the outside, and he gets the job done, but he takes a risk there to go around the outside of the GT car. That was 100% risk, but who's driving? Is that Castellacci?
Yeah, Francesco Castellacci.
What awareness he had.
Energy still going in. Away they go.
Here comes Alpine. Alpine passes the line as the Ferrari starts moving. This is going to be super close.
And the Alpine is on hot tyres. He's up to speed. There he is.
Got the run.
He's got to dive bomb the Ferrari now or never.
He's going to do it. He's got momentum. Round the outside he goes.
Takes the lead of the race.
Trouble. It's one of the United Autosports McLarens in the wall.
Lecomte.
Yeah, trying to see if that's 59 or 95.
Sean Gelael.
Sean Gelael, who was in the 31 BMW when it had the massive crash with Earl Bamber last year.
Just turned around, just on the exit of turn 6, so gets back onto the racing line. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. And then the car on the inside stays on the inside, and bang, that's what did the damage.
Even more importantly, there is Sean Gelael, 2 years in a row, 2 different cars, and ending up in the barrier both times. Pit lane open, boom, 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 boom. Reset the whole field. That's 51 going ahead of 50 so that they can pit in the correct order. That's what's happening there.
Are they allowed to do that?
Well, they've done. One's going below the speed limit.
I think you can if you're in the blending lane, as it's called. So the painted, good geographic part, and that's why members of the teams are jumping out of the way. I've never seen that before. I hope Ferrari have read their rule. Oh, Nick de Vries, the car stopped in the wrong box.
Change for the lead and a re-change for the lead. Ben Tuck back in front of, no, that's Gianmarco Leverato. So Ben Tuck has gone. It's now Mustang 1-2. I thought that Simon Mann had passed the leader, but he's not. He's down to 3rd place now. Jean-Eric Verne pits from the lead of the race in the 93 Peugeot.
It's not quite paid off, that strategy for them, has it?
So I think they've split the strategy there. It is a bit of a risk, but you just never know. The day we've had today, I mean, they've clearly got the pace in the car, but they didn't pit under the full course yellow conditions like everyone else.
That's the 59 car. That is the car that led at the end of its bronze driver stint. Sebastian Boe in the barriers. I bet he didn't drive off of his own accord.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Martin. It's the Aston Martin once again, wasn't it? Yep, contact before the braking zone, and nothing that he could do there. Look at that, keep an eye further down your screen with the BMW going around the outside. Now's your time when you've got to make those soft tyres count. Contact and off the circuit. Was he pushed off, and what's the problem with the Peugeot? A puncture.
Or a broken suspension or something. Malte Jakobsen squirreling around.
So yeah, the suspension's broken on the left rear.
Change of position between the Ferraris. Alessandro nearly was. Alessandro Pierguidi hangs on. No, he doesn't. It was a change. Antonio Fuoco did go by now.
And it's because, as before, the number 50 took 2 fresh tyres in that last pit stop.
Italian on Italian action. Valle in the 46 BMW.
It's for 4th.
And again, there's a lot of red caps in the crowd. There's a lot of 46 caps in the crowd. There are a lot of pink caps in the crowd as well.
Schumacher on the inside.
And he's going to take that position.
Lovely move there by Schumacher. He saw a gap on the exit of turn 14. And now the BMW's getting involved as well. Contact, and this is big. Oh, such high speed there to be making contact like that. He's got the Ferrari behind him, who goes round the outside. He's going to do both of them.
He is going to do both of them. He can't stay on. He does stay on. Alessandro Pierguidi.
Watch the BMW. Watch the BMW on the Alpine too. And he's got a good run on the Ferrari coming down to La Source. And here comes the Alpine to the outside.
Mick Schumacher loses 2 positions in one corner.
51, fuel and tyres on the front.
All 4.
All 4. Wow, all 4 tyres. This is a massive roll of the dice from 51. Fuel is done.
8 to the lead. 36 comes through to cross the line.
All 4 tyres. 4 tyres on both of the Ferraris.
I was hearing the grandstand applauding the 36 car in from that, and it was indeed a magnificent stint from Mick Schumacher through. Meantime, to the lead goes the 51 of Alessandro Pierguidi. There's a change.
Oh,
is it?
Battle for position, yeah. Kevin S going very wide in La Source, and through comes Paulo. That is a genuine pass for position, not on economy. The Toyota, he's all over the back of De Vries, and De Vries can't get by the Mercedes.
Francorchamps coming in 15 seconds. Can the positional change come before that? And this is why they're looking for it. He has done it. He's done it. He's made the change on the Toyota. He'll be able to close the gap a little before we go down in about 2 seconds. Francorchamps, huge lock up from Mick Schumacher.
Oh, Nick De Vries comes right back at him. Phenomenal restarting from the Toyota driver, and he shoves the Alpine off the circuit. But Schumacher taking precisely none of that old nonsense and puts the Iron Dames between himself and the Toyota. But wow, big time advantage and a small fuel deficit over his closest rival Dennis Olsen in second. The gap's coming down by a 10th here and a 10th there, but it is still half a minute. The 51 Ferrari is heading to the checkered flag. They won Le Mans in 2023. They won Imola just under a month ago. Their 3rd victory comes here in the TotalEnergies 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. They take the checkered flag, waved by 10-time world motocross champion Stefan Everts, a Belgian national hero, and Niklas Nielsen clings to second place by the skin of his teeth ahead of Mick Schumacher. It is a 1-2 for Ferrari in Belgium. A roller coaster of emotion for the Ferrari team. Lots of red in the grandstands. Those Ferrari fans will be very happy. But this was no walkover. They really had to fight for it.
To be honest, I still can't believe it. You think we start the weekend was very difficult. And at the end, when I have to push like a quali lap every single laps, I have to push every quali. I give everything. Actually, I'm finished even myself. So to second victory in a row, 1-2 for Ferrari. We can be better prepared for Le Mans.
Ferrari also claimed victory in LMGT3. The number 21 car, François Heriot, Simon Mann and Alessia Rivera, dominant in the closing stages. Ferrari out-wrestled their rivals and came out with a 1-2 result. But it could have been so different for Peugeot, for Alpine and for so many others. The 51 team extend their championship advantage in the drivers' table, and Ferrari extend their advantage in the manufacturers' standings as well. So confirmation of the result, Ferrari and Alpine on the podium, Toyota finishing 4th and 7th after a disappointing qualify, and Ford versus Ferrari, the story of the top 4 in an equally hectic LMGT3 race.